Imagine being in a laboratory, not unlike the one you are in now, over 1,000 years ago, long before the science of chemistry existed. With little understanding of chemical processes to serve man's burning curiosity, the early alchemists risked their lives in makeshift laboratories as they fearlessly sought to unravel life's secrets, often with explosive results. It wasn't until the end of the 9th century that the first scientific breakthroughs were made, thanks to a few brilliant Muslim scientists. These men transformed the mystical practice of alchemy into the science of chemistry. So much of what we take for granted today is possible because of the contributions of these men. Plastics and other lightweight petrochemical derivatives, soaps, shampoos, deodorants, and perfumes. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the beginning of the story. Step back in time with me to an extraordinary period of history and experience the genius and inventions of these great scholars. The story begins with Jabir ibn Hayyan, the father of chemistry. Jabir was the son of an apothecary and perfume maker, so chemistry was in his blood. His curiosity was vast, and he was without doubt one of the greatest experimenters of his time, transforming alchemy into chemistry. Jabir was the first to perfect the alembic still and many of its processes. He systemized chemistry, classifying materials into spirits, metals, and minerals. He built the first scale to accurately weigh materials. His work on the constitution of metals survived over 1,000 years with little change. He performed groundbreaking work on acids and developed the concept of the alkali. He created an acidic mixture to dissolve precious metals and discovered the acids in citrus fruits and vinegar. Jabir even invented fire-resistant paper. His inventions and discoveries impacted everyday life through a wide range of useful products, like synthesizing the essential oils and fragrances used in soaps and perfumes, glistening artificial pearls and colored gemstones, beautifully colored glass, fabrics, Persian carpets, tiles, and ceramics. Despite the dangers of his work, the cuts, burns, vapors, and explosions, Jabir lived to the ripe old age of 93. But there was another giant of chemistry ready to make his contribution to the world, Kindi, recognized as one of the 12 greatest minds in history. A philosopher, chemist, and a prized member of the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, Kindi pioneered the field of pharmacology and applied chemistry. As a critical scientist, he closely examined the impact of drugs on living organisms, and by applying mathematics to chemistry, he determined effective drug dosages, laying the foundation for medical formulary. Thus, medicines became accessible to ordinary people as Muslim chemists set up the first pharmacies and dispensaries. They also wrote encyclopedias on pharmacology, sharing healing remedies, prescribing dosages, applications, and their effects. Chemistry also set a new standard in sword making with the legendary Damascus steel sword. This sword could cut through other metals and still retain its sharpness. Researchers are only now beginning to understand what made this steel so strong. The third giant of chemistry, Razi, a pioneering physician, brought a new modern approach to the science of chemistry, enriching its contribution to society. Razi was the first chemist to set up a modern laboratory. He introduced new techniques and designed over 20 chemical instruments, like the cucurbit, crucible, and retort for distillation. Al-Razi created a wide variety of new alloys and compounds. He was also well known for his study of sulfuric acid and his discovery of ethanol and its use in medicine as an antiseptic. He published widely as a physician and a chemist. His best-known book, The Book of the Secret of the Secrets, was a precise guide to the practice of chemistry. Al-Razi's work also inspired the creation of synthetic substances and the early development of the synthetic chemical industry. One of Al-Razi's inventions, the kerosene lamp, brought light to one of the most glamorous cities of the world, Córdoba, Spain. With crude oil so readily available, Muslim chemists began distilling petroleum and then tar, laying down the first tarred roads in the city of Baghdad, and giving to the world the energy that would fuel its future. The modern world was on the horizon, and Muslim chemists were paving the way. Today, more than 1,000 years later, we stand in a new house of wisdom, the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. And much of the advanced research being conducted here on solar energy, desalination, marine science, and many other subjects is only possible because of the pioneering work of great Muslim scientists. The torch has now been passed to a new generation of scientists who will shape the future of our world.